kwenye studio tuko na dada mmoja ambaye pale kwenye Twitter ana umaarufu mkubwa.
Nasema niende kusema pale Twitter
kwa sababu ya mapenzi yake ya digital media. Na of course yeye mwenyewe pia ni influencer. Janet Machuka, mambo?
Salama sana.
Karibu sana kwenye studio.
Asante. Kiswahili
kidogo.
Kwani
tutajaribu.
Unatokea wapi Janet?
Ni Kenya tu, lakini si
uko
Coast.
Si mdomo chako.
Kwani unasemaje? Sisi wa Costa Rica ndio.
Hapana sivyo. I think ni kwa sababu most of the time tumezoea tunafunza kwa Kiingereza sana ukiongea kuhusu digital marketing. Sasa kidogo Kiswahili kinakosa.
Kinakupiga chenga.
Wewe pia ni mwalimu.
Unafunza
pia
kabisa.
Hiyo digital media, hiyo marketing, hiyo ninafunza yeye. Yani co-founder. Labda tueleze tu like a bit of who you are, watu kuelewe.
I think most of the people don't know about this. I am a journalist. I did media science in Moi University. But digital marketing is something that I thought, I actually felt in love with the first time I was at Standard Media doing my internship in 2015. And then from there, I got the urge to learn more about it. And that's how we ended up here. So what I've been doing for the past 6 years is building brands through the digital spaces, be it corporates, personal brands, and also through that, I got a chance to open a school called ATC Digital Academy. I know most of the people know it through the chats we do on social media, that is on Twitter, and the Twitter spaces we have every Wednesday. But now we also do corporate training, where we arrange workshops and also for the public, especially when it comes to dealing with organizations that want people to learn about digital marketing, social media marketing, and branding on specific issues. So that is what we do, and I know I'll share more as we go on.
Kitu gani ambacho ulisomea wanahabari? Nini kilikuvutia sana kwenye mambo sasa ya digital marketing?
Kwanza ni kwa sababu kila siku tunasoma kitu tofauti. Every day you're finding out something new. Sana the trends. You know, hiyo kwanza ni kitu kwangu mimi na feel lazima nijue nini kitatendeka leo. Kama jana si hivyo na leo na kesho pia. So hiyo excitement ya kutaka kujua nini kinachoendelea na kuangalia hata wewe unaweza course trend fulani. So hicho ndicho kitu cha kwanza kilinifurahisha kuhusu digital media. And then ukiangalia katika biashara, kuna biashara mingi sana ambayo imechipuka kutoka digital. Na watu wengi hawajajua bado kuhusu hizo biashara. Ninaweza kuwa mmoja wao wa kuwafunza na kuwaelekeza.
Unajua Clemo, mimi nilimjua. Yeye anasema alikuja internship. Mimi nilikuwa tayari namfahamu kwenye Twitter. Kwenye Twitter. Yaani Twitter tayari alikuwa na presence. Even by the time ulikuwa unakuja kwenye internship hapa Standard Media. Nataka unieleze how you started mpaka ukawa na a presence on Twitter, so that tukisema kama Janet Machuka wa Twitter, yani inakuwa tayari ni obvious na kujua. How were you able to create your presence na jina pale?
Okay, I will have to correct you a bit. When I was doing my internship at Standard Media, I had no idea what was Twitter. What Twitter was, rather. So I think the second time you met me in 2017 during the presidential debate, that's the time I had already started to build up the audience on Twitter. So the first time I remember, the first day I reported to my internship, they asked me to create an account with a Twitter, and then I was like, okay, what's this thing? But I did create because I was supposed to be given the opportunity to access TweetDeck so that I can also be scheduling content.
Kwa sababu ulikuwa umekuja kama intern wa digital. Okay.
And then kutoka hapo, after nimemaliza Facebook, hapo nilikuwa najulikana kiasi na kutoka shule, watu wa village pia wameona nimefanya kazi kiasi.
Ulikuwa unafanya nini hapo kwenye Facebook kwani?
Unajua kwanza Facebook na feel ni ile place yenye naweza kukutana na marafiki wangu wenye nimesoma nao shule, wanakijiji wenzangu. Na unajua venye Facebook inaleta wale wanakijiji pamoja. And then kujulikana kutoka huko. Sasa Twitter, siwezi sema nilikuwa ninajua ni nini nitafanya huko. Kuna kijana mmoja alikuwa anaitwa Machuka. hiyo siku alikuwa na trend. And then napigiwa simu naambiwa mbona una trend Twitter? Niko like, Twitter ni wapi? Alafu kutrend ni nini? Ndio hiyo siku nilienda sasa kujoin, nikaona kumbe nilikuwa na account already. Alafu sasa nikakuwa na hiyo ari ya kutaka kujua watu wana trend aje, watu wanapataje pesa kutokana na social media, sana sana ukiongea kuhusu influencers. Nakumbuka hapo nyumaye nilikuwa na create blogs. Mtu anakuambia unajua ukiwa mwandishi create blog yako utaanza kupata pesa.
Matangazo.
Sikupata pesa hata kidogo. Hiyo ndio ilikuwa inanifanya nianze kujua sasa watu wanajiita influencers wanapatangaje pesa. Alafu nikaanza na masomo kutoka ya kidijitali katika courses. Kuna nyingine inaitwa Show Academy. Hapo ndipo waliweza kuni introduce to the world of digital marketing from the point of branding.
Is it online?
Yeah, it's online. And then I learned about how do you package yourself? What do you talk about? What is niching? That's the first time I heard about niching. I was like, this sounds like it's Greek, you know? But I came to realize it's just you having to package your passion in a way you feel like I'm comfortable in this space. I want to talk to people for long, and I want to build an audience through that.
Okay.
And that is when later on I discovered communities. Actually, I think I was among the few people who discovered communities before others. You know, I feel COVID-19 has now tried to make every social media package themselves from a point of communities. But from us, we had already discovered the use.
Hasa una maana gani?
Kwa
tujui na wewe tulidiscuss. Ama tuko na tujui.
Kwenye community
communities katika social media. Kuna watu wanaweza sema social media peke yake ni community. But hii ni community mzima sana, ni kubwa. Lakini ukifocus kwa niche communities, hapa ni pale watu ambao kama nyinyi digital marketers ama nyinyi mnataka kudeal na conversations kuhusu real estate ama kuhusu pesa, mnajipanga, mnasema tutakuwa na conversation almost every week at a particular time, and then invite more people to come to the space, invite speakers who understand what we're going to talk about or what they can teach people. From there you build a community of people who are there to learn, to connect, to engage and build themselves and their businesses. So that's what we call a community at the moment.
Uko kwenye community Clemo?
Tunataka niingize.
Takuingisha yangu.
Jamani sijui kama ati unataka kuuliza
yetu ni ya ATC inaitwa Africa T-shirt community. Na hii community ni ya conversation.
Nipo tayari. Mwende usikatize ndoto zangu, tafadhali. Nipo tayari.
Muda wako wa kufika kwenye community ndio umefika.
Na hajakataa.
Na ninakaa kama nataka kukunyima ndoto yako. Alright, let's go na Janet Machuka. She is very passionate kama unavyomsikia akiongea, hasa kuhusiana na masuala ya dijitali pale kwenye Twitter. Unajua Twitter Clemo, tutakubaliana na wengi kwamba especially young people walio pale ni wale tu wa kuleta banta. Kukuninio watu, kubuli watu, kusema tu vitu ambazo wengine hata sikubuli, memes, yani kusukuma hiyo agenda. But Janet ametengeza ile kwamba inamtengezea kipato. Actually juzi, I don't know who, maybe unaweza nikumbusha jina lake, kuna kijana ambaye aliandika, alikuwa anauliza watu why is it influencers wa Instagram na Facebook ndio wanalipwa, corporates wanawatafutaga sana na si kwa Twitter. Somebody asked that. Kwa sababu Twitter unakuta mtu ana followers kibao, lakini hana wale clients wa kufanya nao kazi. Na tunaweza kuja tukajadili hilo when we come back. Sasa wewe title yako tunakuita, apart from the co-founder of ACT Digital Academy, hii ingine ni
social media marketer. Others will call me digital marketing expert in terms of strategies, campaign planning, and others will call me an influencer. So I think the fact that I have interacted with different people on different topics, especially in the digital marketing, there are people who will choose to call me a particular name or rather a bio because they associate or rather relate with me more with that.
Jana tumetokea wapi? Haraka.
Kisii.
Umekulia Kisii?
Waja.
Nimekulia Kisii.
Wakire?
Wakire.
Sehemu gani pale Kisii?
Keroka. Karibu na Keroka.
Wakina Nyagoka.
Nyagoka kwa wapi jamani? Mtana wao ndio yuko kwenye studio.
Msalimia ni mbona paka msakajua hana nyumbani.
Ni wa nyumbani. Oh, I didn't know you're from Kisii. Sikuwa nafahamu hiyo.
So umekulia pale? Kama pale ni Ocha tu.
Primary, high school, no primary peke yake, alafu high school ndio nilivuka.
Ukaingia mjini sasa ama ukaingia wapi?
Nakuru Girls. Sasa hapo ni mjini, najua hapo ni mjini. Sasa nikaingia Nakuru Girls. And then tukaingia university, alafu tukakuja Nairobi kuhustle.
Wakati ambapo you were growing up, ndio uje upasi communication, ulikuwa unajiona ukiwa nini ukiwa mkubwa?
Personally, at first I used to think I wanted to become a teacher. And the reason why I'm saying that is because in the village, hatuko exposed sana. The only people you see are teachers, drivers, and all that. And in my village, nililelewa huko ndani.
Wanaenda ndani?
Yes.
Unapokaa mjini. And then Nairobi imemkubali basi.
Sasa Nairobi imemkubali.
Clemo.
And then nikaingia high school. I think high school, that is the first time I came to be introduced to being like doctors. We were just learning them in the books. So that is the time I started to understand when you talk about a doctor, who is a doctor, who is an accountant. And most of the time, I have cousins, I have brothers-in-law, they will tell me, you can fit very well in this accountant space because you're very good in maths. And others will be like, you make good decisions when it comes to managing some things. You can make a very good lawyer. Everybody started to call me different names. I was like, okay, so who am I? It was very hard to identify what I really wanted to do. And I think that is when, after I finished my fourth year, my Form 4, not fourth year, my Form 4, I remember in the choices of the courses that I wanted to do, journalism was nowhere. Like, it was nowhere. And that is the first time we were given a chance to change courses. You remember in 2013 there.
I remember Janet tulikuwa
tuko
nje. Fanya hivi. So tulikuwa tumefika pale kwa wapi? We had spoken about you, kulikuwa na skuli, how you found yourself at Standard, where imani yote ilianza. So, have you ever been employed? Kufanya hii kazi?
No, but just as a freelancer. But in an office where I know I have to wake up early in the morning and be out by 4. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
So basi tueleze ilikuwaje hiyo kuwa self-employed? Sababu watu wengi
umejiajiri mwenyewe.
Kabisa.
Watu wengi
biashara pia.
Watu wengi wakitoka shule, chuo,
kazi ni kutafuta kazi.
Kazi ni kutafuta kazi. Kwako wewe ilikuwaje? Especially after the internship.
I think pia Standard Media inipatia exposure. The fact that that is the first time being a first year doing the internship and people are like, whoa, this girl, there's a star somewhere. So I used that opportunity kujua watu do trainings in different schools when I'm being asked, oh, we want you to come and talk to our people. I'm like, yeah, I'm going. I wanted that exposure. I wanted to meet people. And also through the social media now, I started discovering now the communities. At first, unajua kukuwa na communities in Africa, especially from tweet chats or Facebook, let's say Facebook groups zenye nilikuwa najua. So I had to get myself involved in the others from the other continents. That is when I had to learn on how to connect with people, talk to people. How do you engage with them to a point that they can help you learn on something or you get mentorship through them. And so I decided, I think before then...
Nataka nijue... Hii kujijenga ulifanyaje so that ulikuwa unaweza kuitwa shule, unaweza kuitwa sehemu fulani? Like, how were you able to build this brand ya Janet Machuka?
Hapo ndio nilikuwa nataka kuja kwa sababu back in 2017 I was also doing the presidential debate in Kenya, and I think that is the time it really exposed me again to the media now. Like, I could do interviews and all that, and then some people will tell me, oh, we want you to do this, and I'm like, I don't really know, but if you give me a chance to do research, I wouldn't mind sharing about it, and then from there, you're meeting a totally different community and a group of people all the time, and then people, you're living with them your name, you're living with them something you taught them, you're living with them something you're also doing on social media, so they follow you because they believe you can guide them to the right path. And then we also created now the ATC Digital Academy, not the academy, the Community Africa Tweet Chat. And I think having to do the conversations every Wednesday made brands trickle to the space because they're meeting experts, they're meeting people who are asking the right questions, and also they're getting the right answers. From there, you're growing as a knowledge center. At the same time, people are looking up to the leader. Who is this Janet Machuka?
When ulikuwa umeanzisha hiyo?
Yes.
Inaitwa?
ATC, in full, Africa Tweet Chat.
Africa Tweet Chat.
Yeah, it's a community that has been happening since 2018 February at 9 p.m. EAT. Na one thing I know, at first haikuwa inaleta pesa because tulikuwa tunaangalia sisi tunataka create our time to talk to people and just create that community because at first it was very hard for me to find the right niche. Now when you talk about niche communities in Africa, so we decided why not become the first people to do that, and that is when people started to approach me from the point of you can influence for our brand, our product, and also the friends I had already made from social media who were influencers, they could add me to some of the gigs they used to do. But again, I didn't stop there. As much as we have a conversation on Wednesday, if I get a chance to go and talk to students in campuses or in corporate brands, I will go, regardless of the fact that they are paying me or not. That is where it started. Because I wanted that exposure and I wanted to build a confidence that I can actually teach this. I can show people this.
Umeniambia kwamba, if you can just, I don't know if you were talking about this or not, that tumeongea sana. Sijui tumeongea hewani ama hatukuwa hewani. Like when there was a Machuka alikuwa ana trend.
Yes.
Ukaingia. And then there was a day you were trolled. I know, it's when you were coming. It's when you created the Twitter account. That's when you were being trolled. Tell me about that experience. Nini ilikuwa inafanyika?
It was not the same day though.
Yes,
when it comes to social media, the first thing, when I landed on this space, I had already seen the side of people talking about money. And for me, I'm like, yeah, I'm going for the money. But before I get to the money, I want to learn. So sometimes I could go learn on the schools that I was doing or some of the research I do online and then share it on social media. People will be like, so you are copy-pasting everything from the internet and sharing as, you think you know it all. You just came the other day. Some people will actually try to suppress your aspirations, and sometimes some of the little motivation you have in yourself, like I'm just gonna figure out what is this. And I think at the same time, trollings, I can't really pick like people trolled me all as a bunch. You find there are specific people who say some negative things while you're really trying to discover this space. And I think
ilikuwa na impact gani?
For me, I can't really say it really brought in a lot of impact. I'm the kind of a person, if you show me that you don't like me, I'll make you like me. I want to force it, but I'll give you the reasons from how good and kind I will be towards you.
Kwa hivyo in the strategy ulitumia pale Twitter.
Yeah, absolutely. So until today, regardless of the fact that somebody can abuse or troll me, I'm like, oh, thank you. How have you been? You
don't troll back?
No, I don't. Yeah, I think I'm the one person people know on Twitter who has never trolled anyone. If I trolled, maybe it was just for fun.
Nilikuwa namweleza Clemo hapa. You come out very like a no nonsense girl. Pale kwenye, tweets zako. Azinaga wenzake huko wakipiga na mabom, mabanta.
Yako.
Ako very serious na maisha.
On point.
Ako point. Ako serious. Is this something ulichagua? Ama hivyo ndivyo ulivyo? Because mimi nakuona hapa ukuna uko fun.
At first, when you land in a space and then you don't find the right people who can guide you, sometimes you decide to become that person. If you want to change the way people behave or the way people have their conversations or the way people view a particular space, you have to become that person to show them the way. And I think
sorry, ulimenembea ulitafuta manager. Tell me about that story.
It was through Twitter, and I think this is when I had already been verified, and then I was like, oh, what am I gonna do with this Twitter verification badge? And then this guy goes like, hi, I would like to be part of your chats or your WhatsApp groups. We used to do every evening, we used to do 1 hour conversation before we started the spaces, the chats. And then he was like, you have a very good the way you command your audience, the way you speak, the way you put your content, you look like somebody who needs someone to strategize the point of how can you draw this to business.
Okay.
At first I used to think managers are just there to work like PAs, to do everything for you. But this one was like, I'm not doing anything for you. I want you to learn to learn through the journey, to know how to talk to people, how to create relationships, how to create like a connection from a point of we know each other, we are friends now. there is a business here. Can I recommend you? Can I give you my business to manage? So for me, it was all about, can you become that person? So having this brand, actually, I work with him to date. His name is Barack Onyango. Maybe most of the people might be knowing him on Twitter because he is my co-founder of the ATC Digital Academy. So I didn't have that. I only had the media aspect, but for the business aspect, he had to instill that in me.
All right.
Yeah.
Tulikuwa tunapiga story hapa, tunazidi kuelimika. So we spoke about mambo ya trolls. Ile point. Nilikuwa nakwambia kuna jamaa alikuwa ameandika Twitter juzi, why is it that influencers wengi ambao wako na huge followings pale kwenye Twitter hawapati as much endorsements kama wale wako kwenye Instagram and say Facebook. Wewe unazipataga? Tuambie unafikiri nini watu hawafanyi ambao wanastahili kufanya?
Kwanza kabisa unajua tuwezi assume watu kama uko na followers wengi, it's a must you be endorsed by other brands and all that. Maybe they are also working with these brands behind the scenes. You know, it doesn't have to be your posting to be seen you're working with a brand. You might be this
wale wani wabanta tu mama pale na memes wakutubamba unabambisha huku.
Unajua kuna watu wako Twitter kwa starehe na wakipata hiyo kazi ya kufanya influencing wanatafanya kama haiko wako na kazi yao ingine na watakuwa na starehe bado. Lakini mtu kama mimi naweza sema hii ni biashara yangu. This is where I want to get my money from. This is where I'm building my empire from. I have built my agency business from it. Now, this audience, I don't have to joke with them. The way I approach the conversations, the engagements, the relationships I create with them has to be very strategic. And that is why, up to date, some people tell me, why are you wasting every Wednesday 1 hour, 2 hours having a conversation with people? You never get tired. It's 4 years, 6 months later. We are doing it. There is something that I'm gaining from it. You might not see it, but I see it because I'm the one who consumes it. And that's funny, you know. Yeah.
Kitu gani ambacho huwa ama tuseme changamoto za being in the digital space? Kwa sababu sio kila mtu anakujua wewe sura yako. Tunaona tu picha yako hapo, you know. Tell me baadhi ya changamoto na some of the wins umepata kupitia Twitter and the other social media platforms. Are you on other platforms?
Yeah, I'm on Instagram, on Facebook, on LinkedIn.
You have a presence there as well? I'm mostly in Twitter.
Mostly it's Twitter and Instagram.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, we're gone.
Kwa changamoto, I could say one, sometimes you might strategize how to deal with the conversations, but because of the trends, kidogo zinaleta shida. Sasa hapo ndio nasema changamoto ni kufikiria kitu ambacho utafanya kitakusaidia lakini kikose kukusaidia ama mambo yabadilike kidogo corona ndio hiyo ama na vitu zingine pia. Sasa hapo ndipo nasema ni vizuri the way I usually solve those is I find different people, especially when I talked about the community. In a community there are these people who have ideas that you don't have. And that is why having conversations is a great way to find the solutions from these people. They're willing to help, trust me. If you ask them, they will help you.
Okay.
So that is how we usually resolve our challenges. And then another challenge, I think it's some days you can post and the engagements ziko chini. Ile ulikuwa unasema 2 likes.
2 likes pale basi.
Yeah.
Mabarikiwa na 3 comments.
And you know sometimes when you post like hii video, hii photo inaenda viral. Viral ni 2 likes. So what happens, I think, is you always have to look at your audience. What are your analytics? Angalia huko nyuma, how are the insights, you know? What are people liking from your page? Look at the surrounding, look at the mood. Look at the environment, the ecosystem you live in, and also the digital space. What is happening that everybody else is talking about? So also involve yourself in such conversations. Maybe you can pull more people into that. And then something else, I think most of the people think it's all about creating content from your end, but not looking at it. How can I also consume other people's content to your timeline or comment in their pages too? I'm sorry to use this. Sorry for that. I'm sorry to use this example. I sometimes on Instagram when we say go comment on other people's pages, especially the likes of you, Mwende Maisha. When I post something and you want to comment on my page, I don't expect you to send me emojis all the time. At least tell me something. Yeah, you know, tell me something.
Emoji too.
You know, as much as you have shown your presence there, people might be like, okay, you amecheka tu, hajasema kitu. Like, try to say your mind. Try to say some of the ideas, because that is what people follow. For example, Twitter is known as for a very good conversation space.
Yes, absolutely.
Use it to make conversations, not with only you people on your post, but on their posts. Can you share an opinion? People will be like, huh? Anafikiria vizuri sana. Let me go and check out what she does. Yeah.
Hapo ndo changamoto. Maoni natuaga hewani. But I hear you totally. Okay.
Na katika achievements, naweza sema kwanza ni ile opportunity ya work with different brands, not only in Kenya, not only in Africa, but across the globe.
The globe.
Yeah. And I think that is one thing that usually excites me. When I see money in dollars, you're like, yeah. Now just shillings.
Which corporates have you worked at in which continents?
I've worked with it's called Autonomous from the US. I've worked with apart from Africa, right? You asked apart from. I've worked with that is Amsterdam is in Netherlands. Yeah, some brands in Netherlands, some in the UK. That is Oxfam International. And
nice.
At the moment, I'm working with one from the UK as an editorial strategist for their content.
Really?
Yeah. So
is that a publication?
Yeah.
Wow. That's nice. Okay. Sawa mwalimu, sawa. Sasa watu wakikuja kwa academy wanakuja aje? Wakuja wafundishwe maneno hii wote utatuambia.
Kwanza lazima upitie Twitter uko kwa Janet Machuka. Alafu kutoka hapo utapata utaenda Africa T-shirt iko kwa bio yangu.
Ni online?
Yeah, ni online. Alafu uta click up kwa ATC Digital Academy and then you'll check it out. We haven't launched yet. We're looking forward to launching it. But at the moment, you can join our community conversations, because from there you'll never miss any announcements we make towards the launching of the school.
Okay.
Yeah.
Enda basi mfollow.
Mita nishapata sponsorship.
Umepigwa free wewe.
Madam amenipigia free.
Ni online umesikia lakini.
Si. Kwa free.
Alikuwa kwako breast nafikiri sasa ni one on one.
Ni online.
Ni online.
Madam tuko naye hapa.
Anaharibu.
Fanya hivi, you just follow her. And then follow pale kwenye Twitter ni Janet
Machuka.
Hivyo tu.
I'm the only Janet Machuka.
All right. So sisi tunakushukuru sana kwa kuja.
Asante.
Yes, and we wish you very well in your endeavors.